Hello, everyone, and welcome to day 28 of this 30-day Living an Authentic Life Challenge. We're going to have our final conversation about strategy because there are some things in your life that should be dead, but it didn't. So, we need a strategy so we can finally put some things in the past that constantly comes back to try to haunt you to rest. One of the reasons why I share that is because I learned the hard way that if you don't deal with something from your past, like an old relationship, childhood trauma, whatever that thing is that keeps coming back at you, that just makes you feel like you're not strong enough, like you're not good enough, like you can't do the amazing things that you desire in your heart. That right there, whatever that is that's holding you hostage, oh, it should have died a long time ago. And today, I'm going to give you a strategy to help you put it to rest because I do not want you to do what I did. In the aftermath of my divorce, I found myself in a breakdown. I mean, full fledged, ugly crocodile tears in the middle of Safeway. Don't do that. And the only reason that happened to me is because I chose not to deal with the emotions that I was having in my world. Because buried emotions alive will resurrect themselves at the most inopportune time. I had these people in the Safeway trying to figure out should they call an ambulance, what's going on. People trying to console me. Lady wanting to. It was a full theatrical journey. But had I taken the time to do this first thing, grieve. The first thing I want you to do is grieve for the moment that you wanted. We are often taught, and I was raised to be the strong one. Big girls don't cry. You are supposed to be able to handle what the world throws at you, especially if you're a black woman in America. But there are things that I learned along the way. Yes, I'm strong. Yes, I can handle some stuff, but I still should be wise about how I'm dealing with the stuff in my life. And I chose not to deal with the chaos and the demise of my marriage. I decided because there was so much going on with it, I didn't need to grieve that moment, but you need to grieve. Grieving is a part of the healing process. And don't let anyone make you think that because we're near the holidays, if you find an ornament as you're putting up a holiday, or you don't have the holiday spirit that you used to have because you're not in a relationship surrounded by the people that you imagined. For me, I have, and often moments, had to mourn for the family that I wish I had. I no longer had what I desired for some of those Thanksgiving and Christmas holiday moments. So I had to take a time to grieve. And it's okay. In your grieving process, nobody can tell you how long you need to stay there. Do it as much as you need to. But I have found that some of the fastest ways to help get you through your grief is to write it out. There is something that happens when you speak your pain, when you write your pain. And this is something that I often tell my clients. When you write out that hot mess, write it out as raw as you need, as deep as you need, as much as you have to, and then burn it. Yep. I bought a grill just to burn the letters that I had to get out of my soul. I wrote down so much stuff, nobody but me and God need to know what was written in there. So I burnt it. And here's another thing. Putting it on the fire was a little cathartic. Yeah, we need to be safe when we're doing different things, but seeing your pain go up in smoke has a relief to it. I took all of that hurt, every emotional word that I could think of, some that I made up along the way, and I wrote it all down. And then when I took those emotions and chose to put it on the grill to light fire to it, I decided that when the ashes are done, then I am done. And here's another thing I want you to be okay with. If you need to wash, rinse, repeat, write another letter if you have to. Write another letter as much as you need until you really get it all out, because there are levels to this thing. It took you years for some of the stuff that you're dealing with to get there. It may take you years to get out of it. And that is how You can deal with some of the stuff in your past that should have died, but it didn't. Here's one other thing I want to leave you with. When you put a strategy together, make it a SMART goal, whatever that strategy is. SMART as an acronym, SMART. Some of you may have heard of it. For those of you that haven't, you can just put in SMART goals in Google. It'll give you some template that you can use. But make certain that your goal is specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. I'm going to talk a little bit more and go deeper into what those specific things mean inside the challenge, because like I've told you before, this is just a snippet. And as we go through the final days of this 30-day Living an Authentic Life Challenge, there's so many tools, so many elements out of each of the 12 topics that I'm hoping that you chose to go deeper. And for those of you that are joining me, you can go to my website, TanyaEHood.com. There you can quickly find how to register, but I tell you before, this is quick. It's just a snippet here, but to go deeper, that will end at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and especially on Tuesdays, because those of you that are still following me and watching me on other platforms, y'all know I go live to talk about the Red Alert Diaries podcast. We're going to have that conversation because today's discussion talks a little bit more about some of the things that we've been discussing. So join me if you are on Instagram Live. That's where I'll be for that. But I have learned, because I'm doing this now on this YouTube channel, we're going to transition in the new year because y'all are giving us sisters so much love. In the meantime, I want to say thank you. See you tomorrow. And this is Tanya E. Hood, walking in my purpose. And I want you to do the same. See you guys soon.